Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and in this video today we're going to try to fix up this modern day iPod. And it's got a faulty scroll wheel. You're supposed to be able to scroll up and down and click in to select something. And it does work occasionally on the scrolling, but it seems to be clicking in most of the time. So you see now I can't, there you go. Worked a bit there, but it just seems to be jumping all out and it's not working now. There you go, and then it seems to jump there and press in. So it's completely uncontrollable. It was sent into the channel by Alan. Alan's been a long time viewer, it says here, since the Mr. Telephone days. And he said that this one here it's got higher quality DACs, which I think is digital analog converters. So maybe it does sound good, and it accepts many more audio formats. It said the wheel has stopped working, making it hard to control. It also comes out if you pull it, which is not supposed to. Okay, that comes out pretty easy. Well, there does look to be some sort of circlip or something there, but it also looks to be little white clips here. So maybe it does come out if you give it a hard enough yank, but maybe it's not supposed to come out quite so easy. And it's saying it's key that this works to be able to use it properly. And you can take the screen off using the suction cup, which gives you access to the internal. So it's supposed to be able to push in to select something from the menu. He says that he hopes I can fix it. The bodgier the better. Well, it could well be bodgy. And he's put in a 256 megabyte card. 1 second now. Just turn it off. Life is short, play more. It's a nice little saying. Yeah, 256 megabytes, but it says here it can take up to 200 gigabytes. So he's loaded it up with some songs, which I'm very grateful for, because it saves me having to mess with that. So let's see if we can. Let's have a close look in here, and that doesn't want to go in, and see what's happening. There we go, it's in there. Let's have a close look in here and see if we can work out why this isn't working properly. It must be some sort of potentiometer or something in there. It's saying, loving the Trying to Fix series, down to earth and keeping it real. Can't wait to see what your next car project will be. Maybe a motorcycle, well, you never know. What is impressive is, I'm very impressed, Alan, with your smiley faces. You're up there with My Mate Vince, and I've been doing them since I was a child, so yeah, congrats. Right, okay, yeah, I don't know what my next project will be. I've kind of, I'm still not over the Rolls Royce. I sold it recently. I had a love-hate relationship with that car. I had some very highs, but I had some very lows as well, and even after the video series, it continued to, things continued to go wrong with it, and I couldn't take it anymore, if I'm honest with you. Have I turned it on or off? That's on. Let's turn it off. Right, what is going on in here? We're off now. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that certainly isn't right. Maybe it might have had a little knock, I wonder. And it might have forced. I wonder if it's come unsoldered from the board. Yeah, that seems to be all over the place. Does this turn, or is this just supposed to be stationary? Maybe it's got a ground problem. Maybe that's not... Or maybe, do you know what? Maybe it's just come away from the board. It just needs to be soldered on, and maybe then it will work. Maybe it's just, wobbling all over the place. Now, this is where it gets dangerous, because maybe I should see if there's any YouTube video on how to take this out. So the screen apparently comes out with a suction cup. Let's see what I have here. I'm not used to working on things like phones, and essentially this is going to be a similar thing, isn't it? Oh my word, I was not expecting that. Wow, amazing. I suppose there's not much waterproofing. That was so nice. Okay, let me lift up this here and try to disconnect the screen. Or is it back here? Can't really get in here. There we go. And we can undo this little connector. Yay! Amazing! Unbelievable! Oh, I love the product already because I didn't have to spend 3 hours getting into the thing. I thought that was going to be a complete and utter nightmare. Right, let's zoom right in. I'm going to close that flap down so my paws doesn't break it. Let's see what's going on here. Ah, so it looks like you would be able to get a replacement one because that's the ribbon cable for it there. So let's see if we can take this out. Is there a way I can disconnect the battery from this? No, I think I've got to take it all out. I think I'm going to try to do this just gently without shorting anything. There we go. Now, are you going to come out? Okie dokes. Right, well, that there. So when you push in, I wonder, that's not connected to anything, but when you push in, I wonder, is it ground in it? What have we got here? Oh, that's nice. So it's a little push button, which doesn't work. So that click in button is supposed to go against here, and when you push in, you see that knobbly bit? It's just a little clickable switch that clicks this in here, I think. Right, okay, so we got that there. So I have to fix that. Now what's happening here? Why are you so wobbly? I don't think you are. I think it was just... Wait a minute, how is this seated in? So that's not broken. But it was just wobbling about in here. How is this supposed to be fixed? Is it just glued? We've got a bit of glue here, haven't we? Do you reckon it was just glued in and it's just come loose and the button's broken? But why is it not spinning? Why is it not spinning properly? Let's pop it back in and see what it's supposed to look like. So that goes there. So when you push in, so it's all supposed to be loose because then you just push this in. So right now it's fully pushed in, that's the problem. And those white clips, they're the ones that just clip against this edge, I think, on here. So maybe, I won't do it now, but maybe I could just lift them out a little bit. Because I presume this is this one of these things that just go round and round and round. Let's take it out. I'm just a bit confused. There's so much play in here. Am I missing a spring? Should there be a spring somewhere to spring this back out again? Does it keep going round? So it goes round forever. Goes around that way forever. Surely it's not just a button that springs this back out. Maybe it is though. So it's always going to fail then, isn't it? You're asking too much of that little button. I think the reason the scroll wheel's not working, it could either be dirt in here, or I think it's because the button's in, it's getting weird signals. So I think if we fix that little button, it might well just work. And as far as this, well, you know, I haven't designed it, but I would have thought that you would have needed really a spring against here and a spring against here to push it in. So then when you're pushing it in, it clicks the button, but it's the springs that want to push this back out. Right now, the button's clicking it back out. And I think that's, I think that might be the problem. And then just padded that out there. Oh, maybe they're sticky bits that go onto here. Maybe it's just stuck on there and there. Okay. It's an Alps. Hey! People that work on Xbox controllers and PlayStation 4 controllers will recognise that. Alps. Okay. Oh, it's good enough quality then, isn't it? I know they cause stick drift, but you know, there's still a good product compared to the cheaper versions out there. Right, we have to do something here. Let's get this little bit of tape off. So this would be a little dome disc that's now gone flat. Here we go. Well, it's all clean. That is clean. I think it's just always on. So now, Let's have a look. It's been completely flattened. So I'm going to force down in the middle here. There you go, did you hear that? Did you hear it click back? Do it a little bit more to make it a bit more extreme. Now let's see. I have got lots of clickable buttons, but they're the ones with the little, you know, the bit sticking up. The bit of plastic sort of plungers sticking up. I haven't got any of these unless they have the same discs on the inside. There you go. I wonder what that do. So you might be able to buy these, and if you can, it's a nice easy thing to fix. Right, let's pop that in here and see what it's doing. So I say this must be a common failure on them. It's certainly working again. I wonder if I add a little bit of heat to that, will it flatten out and stick again? Will it reactivate? And then I could just put Captain Tape over the whole thing. It's happy to stick to my tweezers though, isn't it? So all it's doing is shorten the outer ones there with the middle one underneath. Ah, it's gone again, look. It's gone again already. Alright, well, good job I didn't put Captain Tape all over it. Let me take apart one of my ones and see if the disc is the same size. Use a bit of blue tack. Yeah, maybe the metal's just gone a little bit weak. So that's there. That's here, and would it be here? Yeah. And that's there. Are they linked? Yeah. So you can see that these two are not linked, but when you do the metal cap down, it shorts these two, which then shorts these two, and also these two here. Or here and here, or here and here, wherever it's been, however it's been done. Let me see if I've got another metal cap. Right, I've definitely got some myself, but right now I can't find them because I bought them so long ago. But I've got these. These were sent in from Jamie, and he got a load of items from John Pye Auctions, and he sent some on to me here. So I'm going to open up one of these. So thank you, Jamie. I'm going to open up one of these and see if that disc is the same size. It might not be. Just breaking off the bits at the corner to get the lid off. I'm hoping that the inside is going to be the same. I bet it's all much of a muchness. Hopefully they don't design those discs in all different sizes. Uh-oh, much bigger. Oh no. It's huge. Oh no. Mine are all going to be that big. What am I going to do? Now I know I've seen them 1,000 times. Whoops. Well, it's the sort of thing I've seen a million times, but when you go looking for it, it's hard to find. Now you can see these buttons here are way too big. I looked at PSP buttons, they're too big as well. But look, this little button down here, this is from a PS Vita. And that I think looks to be the same sort of size. Also, looking closely, I didn't realise I was going to zoom right in. They have actually got ears, so maybe when I placed it in before, I didn't have the ears in the correct position, which was putting more of a bend on it. This was more under strain, so when you pushed it down, it couldn't click back again. If you have a look, I didn't realise, I thought they just went in. We have an ear here, and an ear here. Yeah, the rest is round. See, this is all rounded, but look, that's not rounded. That's not rounded. And if you have a look at the actual clickable button, you see we've got an ear here and an ear here. So I reckon I didn't have the ears in the right place, and if I did put the ears in the right place, I think this would probably be okay. But I still think that it's damaged. The ears are so small, but can you see they need to go that way? Sticking to the pad here, which makes it hard. See, that's wrong. The ears are in the wrong place there. Mind you, there should still be enough room. It's pretty loose in there, isn't it? Even if the ears were in the wrong place. And also, would they be doing this in the factory? Where it gets made? Well, I suppose the machine makes it all. Okay. Right, well, that may be an option. Let's see if we can take off this one here. Or I wonder if there's any way I can unsolder it and just solder it on as a whole. It's going to melt though, isn't it? Let's face it, it is going to melt. With this, I'd heat it from underneath. But I can't heat this one from underneath because because of all this. But maybe I could break it off the board and just tap it on. I wonder, is it the same size? Do you know what? I'm probably making work for myself. It's the disc that's damaged. And we can just put Captain Tape back over it again. So I'll peel back the sticky tape and I'll move this disc, which looks to be identical, onto the other faulty switch. Oh yes, this is exactly the same, isn't it? 3 dots down there. Look at that, it's identical. Results, I found the same one. Brilliant. Right, I've got to make sure I put the ears in the correct place. There, is that them? That's them. Wow, what a transplant. Very happy with that. I'm just going to add a little bit of heat just to see if I can melt that back over. Right, okay. I think I'm going to put a bit of Captain Tape over the top of that. When I say a bit, I mean lots. I'm going to wrap it around just in case it's you know, wants to come loose. Hopefully that will keep it in its home. Right, so that's that. Let's clean the inside of this with some. Oh, I should have put a bit of deoxit in the other one. I didn't. Oh well, never mind. I'm going to put some deoxit fader into this here. Again, way too much. I should have put that on the mat and used the needle to put it in there. So that's come off because of all the fader that just soaked it. No. How am I going to actually? I can't put anything on there because I have to glue this on, don't I? I can feel it clicking now. Okay, I'm going to leave it in position like that. Put it in and just put a bit of hot glue. Or do you know what? Should I do epoxy? Let's do epoxy, my new friend. Right, so that's going to be there. It wasn't doing that before. But it's designed to fail, really. Well, I suppose these buttons here are designed for so many presses, and that's how many times this would work. So hold on, I've got to be careful. I can't glue that now. I can't glue it because if I glue it, it's not going to be able to press. So there's nothing I can do. And as far as this coming out, I think it's designed to come out. Let's just zoom in and see if we can just put the little catches out a bit. Remember, it's never going to be as good as new because we have wear now. So if I was to lift these out just a little bit without trying to break them, just with my nail. Is this on a spring? No, that's not on a spring. It's awkward because if I bend one of these too much, it's going to snap. I'm just trying to get my nail in there and just use a bit of leverage. See, if I was to put, if there was a bit of glue on this, that would keep this in, wouldn't it? Should I put just a dot of super glue on that? Because then it will go against here. Keep this in place, but it will still allow this to move in and out. Right, Loctite super glue. And I'm just going to put a bit on the blue mat. And then transfer that onto here. Okay, whilst I'm super gluing this, no doubt I will super glue my fingers, that always happens, it's a given. Let's give a shout out to the My Mate Vince Massive. The members are kitdigital.com, Kip Hakes on YouTube, Max Rockatansi, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeeps.com, DJ VG, Pixie, Anthony Dean, Russ Melanson, Shigate, Rickard Berglund, Soul Reaver 555, Shamsa Al Sawadi, Stuart Park, Stephen from the Broken Past on YouTube, Lee Benz, 360 Picture UK, Niall Stone, and Operational 117. Haven't said that name in a while. Operational 117 back on the Massive. As always, a massive thanks to each and every person on the Massive and everyone else on Patreon who helps support these videos. Uh-oh. Not clicking. Oh no, don't do this to me. Why are you not clicking? Surely I haven't broken a button already. What on earth's going on? I only put super glue on it. Right, okay, let's scrape the super glue off. Are you broken? Yes, you are. What on earth? You're broken. So is that knobbly bit? Do I need to undo those screws and push it out more? Is it putting it under too much strain? Is it forcing it in too much rather than just a gentle click? Can't believe that. Let's loosen that. Can you push that out more? Is there any... Yes, you can. Look, can you see? That is. Okay, well, let's push it out. The furthest it will go, because maybe there's a lot more wear now on the plastic here, and it's being pushed in more and more all the time. Will I be able to pop this out, or is this one completely broken now, I wonder? So annoyingly, this one's completely broken. A brand new disc, and it's just completely flattened again. So I think I might be wasting my time trying to remake these by putting in discs. So luckily on the Vita, on the other side of the Vita, there's also a circuit board with more buttons on. I think maybe start and select. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the buttons off by heating underneath. And at least that way then the button is intact.
Don't know how much use the Vita's had, but the button is clicking, and surely then if the button's intact, I'm going to get more than 1 or 2 uses, like I did on this one here when I change the disc. So let's heat up the Vita board from underneath and see if we can take this off without making a complete melted mess. I am 450 degrees Celsius, 150 out of a possible 200. Fantastic, that was nice. That was really nice. Let it cool down for a bit. Excellent. Put that away now for another 4 years. Right, so that's my intact button, which is great. Let's try to forcefully get this off. Now, if I use my soldering iron, I wonder, can I take it off without burning myself? I've got to remember which way it goes on now. 1 second. This is important. Before I rip it off, which way does it have continuity? There. There. Not there. So the continuity is the flat side of the B. I have to remember that. Flat side of the B has continuity. Whoa, 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 there's a hole. Hold on, I've got to be careful now that I don't melt anything the other side. Didn't realise there was a hole. No, I hope I haven't damaged the actual fader bit itself. This potentiometer, you know, because I can definitely see melted plastic there, but I don't know if that's gone down from my switch or come up from the fader. I didn't realise there was a hole here, you see. Anyway, I don't think I've damaged the middle of it because it seems to go in nicely. I mean, if I knew the pins, I could. Well, hold on. How many pins? Oh, the pins are here. Well, I suppose what we could do is we could see if we have different readings on here, and we would know. So we've got 3 contacts. So I presume it's going to be middle to there, will give us 1 ohm reading. No? How about middle to here? Oh, come on. Oh, I think I've melted the inside of it. I'm not getting a reading. Let's go from here.
No, I'm not getting a reading on that wiper on the potentiometer. So from the middle to either edge or either edge, I'm not getting a reading. So I think what I've done is I've melted through the middle of it. Unless, of course, it's working somehow differently. I think I've broken it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I've come this far. I might as well pop this button on and let's see, you know, I'll put it together, see what it does, just in case. I mean, it has to be working on resistances, doesn't it? So I've messed it up. It's really annoying that. I'm just thinking if I was doing it again, I probably would do the same thing again. You know, like I probably would try to change that button over, but yeah, okay. Right, let's turn this over. For all I know, you might be able to buy these things for like £5 on eBay. I haven't got a clue. Haven't looked. Let's just see where their continuity is. So continuity is that side there, and that side there. So it needs to go on like so. Clicks back. But I don't think it's going to be working. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I came close to fixing it. Right, I'll just leave that loose for a minute. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, so I presume it's not going to work now. No, how annoying is that? Ah, does click-in work? Ooh. Yeah, recent. Click-in works. Oh, how disappointing. Okay. Just going to dismantle it just in case it's a bit of plastic or something that's blocking something. Like always, it's the size of the components which is just so small, and I just didn't think that there was going to be a hole underneath it. I thought it was going to be a solid board. So what I do now is I unsolder the shield part of the potentiometer, and I have a look on the inside, see if I can work out what is going on. So I've had a look at potentiometers before, and there's like carbon tracks, and there's little fingers on them, like a little wiper that goes round. I think by me accidentally melting the underneath, because I thought it was a solid board, I wasn't expecting a huge gaping hole there, that I must have mucked up that carbon track. Here we go. Oh, I just pulled a pad off. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. I really think it is going to be just game over now. Ah, it's not even a pad that's accessible that goes off to that via. Where do you go? Underneath, next to the hole. Or is it going down here?
Okay, maybe I can wrap it around this side. I'm just making so much work for myself. Okay, now, what's going on here? Now, let's see what's gone wrong. So that's still turning. And is this not turning? This is the wiper, is it? Where's the wiper fixed? Wait a minute. Where's the carbon? Oh, it's done on the side on this one. It's done on the side. Oh, and that's just to give it a clicky feel. So why are you not working? That goes to there. That's on the side. So it's something to. Oh, it's the thing in the middle. This must come out. There must be carbon down the middle. This is what's broken because it's melted. Oh, well, I've never seen it done like this before. Hold on a minute though. That is intact. That is intact there. Wait a minute. I know how a potentiometer works, you know, on a normal kind of Xbox PlayStation controller. I haven't seen them done like this before. So this has to be this middle prong here, I presume. Yeah. Which is also there, but not here. That goes to here. So is that intact? Yes. And is this intact? Yes. So what are the bottom ones doing there? They kick up. So is that the problem? Were they not kicking up on here because I melted it? Is this metal? Yes, it is. Right, so the bottom ones go around here. So that should be okay. I wonder whether it was just fouling. That just needs to be pushed down a bit more. They need to go onto these bits, you see. There and there. The outer ones. Now, how are they joined? Don't quite understand how that's joined to here. So the ring is intact up top as well. Yeah. But are they joined to here, I wonder? So is the ring top and bottom? Yes. What's this do then? Oh, they are attached. Hold on. Are these attached to each other? Let's get some blue tack. Yeah. Attach that. I don't actually understand how they work. Well, as far as I can see, that is intact. So I don't quite know how it works. I also don't know why it's not working. I get how it goes together. I just don't understand how these prongs on the side can know where it is. If it's not carbon, if it's all metal, then it's going to be the same resistance pretty much all over it, isn't it? I can understand if it was carbon, then whatever's nearest to this ring would be a lower ohms range than if it was further away from the ring. As far as I can see, that's all the same. I've noticed over the past few months that I can always hear myself breathing, and I've never heard that before, and my microphone placement has never changed on the desk, so I don't quite know what's going on. I hope that's not a sign of ill health. As far as I know, I feel like I'm breathing okay, but I can definitely notice when I'm editing now. Obviously I don't know when I'm doing it, but when I'm editing, I can really hear my breathing. I hope it's not one of those annoying things like loud chewing. I hope it's more like ASMR type relaxing sounds rather than like the annoyance of somebody chewing. So yeah, apologies if breathing Sounds irritating. Well, I think I've got it back in. You can see that there on the side bits there. It's all incredibly small. Really, really small. Let's see if this middle one is now making contact with this ring here. Yes. Yes. No. No, why are you not making contact? Are we too loose? No, we're too loose. Okay. Got to bend out here and in here. Please focus. Come on. Out here and in here. Ah, sugar. Oh man. Okay, 1 second now. Try to bend them both in. Now, are you in? Yes, you are. Now, are you making contact? No. Neither are you. No, I think they are. I think they just might be slightly off. So what we'll do, we'll give this little random turns. Let's zoom out because I can't see a thing anyway. Let's zoom out and move that there. See what we have. Nothing there, but we've got it on that side. Yes, now we've got it on that side and not the other side. Nothing there, but we got it here. We had it here. It was on there. Excellent, right, so it's on both sides now. So it just depends where those little prongs hit. Okay, I think maybe we should just give that a go. Right, so I need to solder this on and try to find the wire on the other side. Oh, I don't believe it. Look what's happened. The prong here has gone out. When I put the metal lid on, it wasn't encapsulated and it's gone out there. Ribbon cable's starting to rip there now as well. I don't think that's going to be salvageable because I think the prongs are going to be all in solder now, but I'll give it one more go. Yeah, the prong's caught in the solder. I've managed to get it in, but I don't know if the prongs are really near where they need to be. I've bent them in, but I'm not sure. Right, so that's in contact with there. Wow, well I have actually got continuity there. Now I have to scrape back this here. Let me get my grinding pin. Right, so that is that one there. So if I can put a lump of solder on that, I can bring it round to the other side. Yes, okay. Right, somehow I think I've managed to do it. Wow, I made a right meal of that, haven't I? I wonder, is there any way that that's going to work? I think rather than trying to test it with my multimeter, I think I am going to... I can't put any solder mask or anything on it because I don't know if it's going to work. I think I'm going to put it in and just see. I mean, even if it worked in one direction, it'd be amazing. Hold on now, is that wire going to short? Not sure, it might just clear it. Still clicking. I'm going to put this in with my eye loop, getting real close because I'm worried it's going to break on that corner. Right, that's in. I don't know why, I'm actually hopeful that it might work, which is silly because I don't even know how it works. I'd love it if it worked. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, you annoying thing. Oh, well, I suppose that's the problem when I don't understand it. Maybe it's missing a part. Turns off awful quick as well. At least my buttoning works. I can play Adrift for days, over and over again. Well, it is a shame, but I feel like I'm close to fixing it because the potentiometer looks intact. And the main problem is that this isn't a potentiometer. Lots of people have been shouting at the screen, but I never knew. This is called a rotary encoder, and it says actually a lot more simple than a potentiometer. I'll try to explain it later on a bit of paper. But essentially, all it's doing is shorting the middle ground pin to either the left-hand side or the right-hand side. That's all it's doing, because those things on the cylinder, those bits of metal, let's call them o'clock, like a clock, it's at 5 past, 10 past, a quarter past, etc. They need to short. That's what shorts either the left-hand finger or the right-hand finger with the middle ground pin. It will make more sense when I draw a diagram later. So that's how the device knows whether you want to go up or down. At this moment in time, I think in that last part of the video, both fingers were either not making a contact at the same time or making a contact at the same time. So it's got no idea. When it's not making a contact, it's not going to do anything. And when it's making a contact, it needs to know whether to go left or right. But I think I've got them shorting both at the same time. So when you move it, neither of the left-hand fingers or the right-hand fingers are short into ground, or they're both left and right-hand fingers short into ground. So it's completely confused and it's not doing anything. So I'll take it apart again. I've cut this bit from the video because it's going on too long. I've taken it apart again and I moved the fingers ever so slightly so that the left-hand finger's making a contact when the right-hand finger's not, and the right-hand fingers are making a contact when the left-hand fingers are not. We put it back together and look at this next part of the video.
Okay, I know this is going to be quite hard to believe, but what you're about to see is a miracle. You ready? It's a bit glitchy, but can you see? It's working. Can you believe that? I actually can't believe that. I haven't got the SD card in, and look, if I go in, you can see the buttons are working as well. Crazy. I mean, if you bought this, you'd be disappointed because you'd be like, oh, it's a bit all over the place, but it appears to be usable. Just. I can't believe that. Right, I'm going to try to get it back together, get the memory card in. And also, you can't buy these because it's failed on other people's as well, and they're saying they can't get it off the manufacturer. But I have seen something similar on eBay, not the whole thing, just the Alps encoder itself. So I think I might buy that. Let me get this back together, finish up the video because it's been quite stressful, and I'm going to. I'll show you the thing on eBay. So here it is. I have no idea if it's going to be the correct size. It says 2.2mm. I presume that means the hole in the middle. I don't actually know. It's $6.99. I think it's worth taking a risk because my fix is certainly not going to be a lasting fix, and also that glitchiness will drive you mad. So miracle that I got it working considering the damage I did on it, but that was because I didn't know there was a hole behind the board. And you know what? If I did this video all over again, I still would do the same because I couldn't add heat to get it off because I would have burnt the ribbon cable. So I had to use a soldering iron to remove it, and unfortunately I just didn't dream there'd be a hole in the board. Obviously, if I had to do another one of these, I know there's a hole in the board now, but when it's your first time into something, you don't know that, and I don't really know if anybody else would have known there was a hole there either. So yeah, hopefully $6.99 might actually get this working properly. But obviously it does need to be soldered in, but I think that's going to be a relatively easy job to do because you're on a nice bit of hard circuit board, you're not on a ribbon cable. Right, against all the odds, somehow I've managed to come out with a device that is actually functional. This is a little bit glitchy, so it might skip a couple, jump up and down, but you can get to where you need to get to. So if I was to go back here, you can see that when I click in here, that the click's working. And if I press play here, I've got to be careful with copyright, but let that just play for a couple of seconds. I don't want to do any more purely for copyright. I've also used this here to go to system settings and keep the backlight on for longer, which is nice. But when I plug my headphones in, it could be this is the mystery of the 13 crystal skulls. I've never heard of this band before, Helios. It could be because it's quite instrumental, but it really sounds very, very nice through the headphones. But I'd have to put songs on it that I recognise to see if it's better than, for example, listening to stuff on my
on my phone. But yeah, as far as this is concerned, it does sound very, very nice. And as far as this is concerned, what I did is I put a little bit of nail varnish on the bare wires, and it is functional, but it is glitchy. So if I do the volume, can you see there? You will see that it is working its way up, but it's not perfect. It kind of wants to go in twos, and then it might go back one, but it is going up. And then if I go back this way, you can see it is working. So it takes longer to get where you want to get to, but it does go down. Yeah. Right, let me just show you how I think the rotary encoder is working. So basically, we know that you've got all those bits going around here. Yeah, you know, what I call the O-clock bits around the thing there. And then we've got a prong this side, and we've got a prong this side as well. So what will happen is, I think they're slightly offset from each other. So for example, when you go clockwise, this one may hit before this one hits one of these. So this is ground in the middle here. And then this is going to be, you know, one of the, I don't know what to call it. Let's call it a data. And let's call this data. I'll tell you what, it's probably not, but let's call it data minus and data plus. And so what will happen is, when you go clockwise, it will hit data plus before data minus. So let's call this plus and minus. So basically this will be off and this will be on. Yeah. And so it will go up like this. Yeah, so as you're turning it, it will do this. Yeah, so that's on and that's off. And then on the data minus, it will do this. Can you see they're going on and off at different times? So that's there, that's there, that's there, you know, or that's there. So basically, this knows which one's been hit first, because, for example, if it sees the minus one first, it knows it's going counterclockwise. And if it hits this one first, then it knows it's going clockwise. Do you see what I mean? So it is just on and off. It's not like an analog stick where the more you move it, the more it goes up like that. This is just on or off, but because of this, it knows which one is on or off. So for example, this will be, you know, like 1 while this is off, and then this is off while this is on. So, you know, 1 0 0 1. It makes sense in my head. I hope I'm kind of explaining it in a way that it may make sense, but that's how this knows, because if both these prongs were exactly the same, then what would happen is both of these would be on at the same time. Yeah, and then it wouldn't know which way to go, but because they're offset from each other, this can determine which way it's going. So this doesn't know anything about clockwise or counterclockwise. All it knows is that it hits this signal first or hits this signal first, and then it knows whether you're turning that way or that way. Right, enough of the waffling. Hopefully you understand a little bit more about a rotary encoder now. Clearly, watch a YouTube video on them. You're going to learn a lot more than how I explained it. The little bit I know about them is from watching a YouTube video on them. So massive thank you to Alan for sending over this. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. And apparently there's quite a following for these, and people do like the sound of them. It's more supposed to be CD quality rather than maybe the quality you would get from your phone. Probably not doing it justice on this speaker here, but I think once I get the little Alps little rotary encoder there, I'm hoping this might be a proper fix. So let's not hope or wonder anymore. Through the beauty of editing, I can jump forward a week and let's see what happens when the Alps encoder arrives.
1 week later.
Right, it's probably about a week later now, and I've been a little bit slow in editing up the video. Well, I've been slow in releasing it. I have actually fully edited the video, but it's an hour 15 minutes, so I need to go through it again and try to get it down a lot lower. Whether I'm succeeding or not, I don't know. It depends how long this video is at the moment. But this has now arrived, so what I'm thinking is, let's put it in and see if the glitchiness has gone. I suppose the first thing we need to do is pop out the actual thumb wheel and see if it fits in the middle. Because then if you can buy these, which clearly you can, because I got this for $6.99 delivered, then it means if it's going to work, at least people have a way of fixing their ones. Because it'd be a shame to throw these things away just because the thumb wheels failed. And we all know that it looks like that button is going to fail. Just taking out the wheel. Is this going to fit in here or not? Oh yes, I can feel it clicking. I can actually feel it clicking round. That fits. Let's zoom right in, make sure that it is filling up the hole. Right, so we're in here. That's turning. Whoops. Yeah, look at that turning. We found the correct one. Result, look at that, lovely, brand spanking new. No Vince bodge on that. Oh, look how clean it looks. Right, let's solder this in and we'll see if it's working. I won't film that, I'll just jump to the end bit because you've seen me mess with this anyway already. Fantastic.
20 minutes later.
Right, I've got it back on. I haven't actually tried it yet. I'm doing it on camera. I haven't actually shut this down yet. Let's see, are you going to work? Yes. And, hold on, is it one move per click? I think, hold on, sometimes it wants to go 2 moves per click. Hold on. Anyway, it's working. Yes! Okay, I'm going to... There we go, look at that. I've got full control again. Brightness. It doesn't seem to be... It seems to do 2 moves per click sometimes. So it doesn't feel like maybe an Apple iPod does. I don't know whether, you know, you'd expect 1 click per thing, which does sometimes, but sometimes it goes 2. Maybe that's because the value of my rotary encoder might be different. You know, maybe if the metal bits, the O-clock bits are closer to each other, then you might get more, you know, it might be perfectly lined up with 1 click per thing. But I don't know what it was like originally, but you can see that I've got full control there now. To be fair, nobody's going to be doing 1 click, they're just going to be doing that, and that feels completely normal. Fantastic. Right, okay, let me close it up and then finish up the video. Right, check this out. You can see if I go to volume how well that's working there. So you can see it's going up 1 by 1. And you can go nice and quick. So there you go. Even though spares are not available, it is possible. You can buy those little click buttons. Obviously, I got them from a PS Vita. And let's just put the volume up. And also, the most important thing is that rotary thing. And it looks like this one here. I don't know if it's perfect, but it definitely seems to be working. I think it's identical. And that's it there. So it looks like it's a 2.2mm. 12 pulse incremental mechanical rotary encoder. If you could let me know what 12 pulse means, does that mean that there's 12 bits of metal around the outside? In fact, there probably is, because that's why I was saying 5 past, 10 past, quarter past. It probably reminded me without even thinking about it subconsciously off a clock. So I presume that's what it means. So 1 full rotation will probably be 12 things around. I wonder, can we actually feel that? There's a bit of dirt there, so that's up top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, we're there now, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's exactly what it means. So it's 12 clicks round, and 2.2mm must be the hexagonal thing on the inside. Right, I'm going to cut back to my original video now when this one was in here, and I'm going to play you out with I Will Let You Down by 9 Violets. So massive thanks to Alan for sending this out to me. Massive thanks to Matt for letting me play 9 Violets without getting a copyright strike. I really enjoyed this one. Thanks, Alan. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would do. So there we have it. It looks like this is functioning again. If you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching. This is 9 Violets, I Will Let You Down. There we go.